Hi, welcome to Chapter 2, Nutrition Tools, Standards, and Guidelines. Understanding How to Calculate Your Foods by Professor Tammy. Learning Objectives. 1. Understanding the diabetic diet. 2. Describe the information that appears on food labels. 3. Summarize the potential health effects of caffeine from both food sources and supplements. Food list for diabetes and weight management. As far as the diabetic diet, it's useful for anyone. Anyone can have it. It's a very healthy diet. Let's just say you have someone in the household that has diabetes. You don't have to cook a separate meal for them. You guys can actually have the same meal, the same diabetic meal, and it will be fine. Anyone who's non-diabetic can have the diabetic diet. As far as how to provide a diabetic diet to someone who's diabetic, there's two ways to kind of calculate the carbohydrate for them. One is the exchange system, which is the older system, and two is the carb counting. The exchange system is that chart, that list of foods that is on your right hand side, and it tells you which foods have, they'll give you like 1, 2, and then you kind of pick out what foods that you want to consume based on your medication and also how much carbohydrate you need to take. But the list of food is more limited. For the carb counting, you can just look at the food label and kind of calculate how much carbohydrate and do your own calculations. So it is more flexible. But in the past, some people like the flexibility of the carb counting, but others prefer the exchange system, so it's easier for them to just pick out the food. So right now, both systems are being used. But I believe that they're trying to gear toward the carb counting because you have more freedom in it. Food labels. I've also heard it as food facts label. So I'm giving you these other names so you can be familiar with it in case you have conversations with people about food labels. 5 components of food labels. So you need the common name, the usual name, the net contents of the package, the ingredients list, descending order by weight. That means the first 3 are usually the most important ingredients. The first one is the heaviest by weight, and then the second is next heaviest, and the third is the third heaviest. Essential warnings, such as for allergies, name and address of the food manufacturer, packer, or distributor, and any other nutrition information. So the FDA proposed new nutrition facts label until they change it again. And when you look at it, you want to look at the serving size. What are the serving size? So like if it's 1 serving or 2 servings, that's there. So you can better calculate the calories and also how much is in the package, and also calculate the DV percentages correctly. And here you'll see that the vitamins and minerals are here and how much there is per serving. So let's just say if you had 2 servings, then you had to double up on everything. More about percentage of daily values. Percentage daily value applies to single serving of foods, like we mentioned. Individual on a 2,000 calorie diet, which we mentioned before too. The greatest usefulness is comparing foods. And sometimes you'll see foods that say, oh, we're light and low on fat, less sugar, is heart healthy. There's probiotic in the yogurt. We're special kind of yogurt. Pretty much all yogurt have probiotic. They're kind of made the same way. The only difference is whether they have fruits or not. Are they Greek or regular yogurt? Are they children's or adult yogurts too? And you want to be careful if they say, oh, 50% less sodium. I'm not referring to this company itself, but let's just say in general that their sodium level was like 300% DV, but they have 50% less sodium, so that's 100% DV. Is that still high in sodium? So what you should do is always look at the food label. What food labels may include nutrient claims, like food must meet specified criteria. For example, good source of vitamin A, low in cholesterol. So I'll show you in the next few slides what is defined as low in cholesterol as well too. Health claims, they're standard. They have to have qualified claims. They cannot just make it up. Structure function claims requires no prior approval. Notification of FDA is sufficient and required label disclaimer. So more nutrition claims. You can look at SKIPPY, and there's some articles about caffeine and those why caffeine shockers, products that are surprisingly high in caffeine, are not good for you, and why drinking tea, even though it has caffeine, can lower your levels of iron because they have a substance. Tea and coffee have something called tannin, which doesn't help your body absorb the iron that well. So I also have a couple comics that pictures for you to watch or look at. Here are some USDA approved nutrient-related terms and definitions that you can look over so you can understand what each term actually means when food companies, write it in their products. This is another list of USDA approved health claims and labels. So what does it mean when they say it's heart healthy? Diets are low in saturated fat and cholesterol, rich in fruits and vegetables, products that contain some types of dietary fiber, particularly soluble fiber, which may reduce the risk of heart disease or disease associated with many factors. And these are the nutrients that are in each of these products that have these disease and health concern claims. So I thought this will also be interesting for you to look at and to have. See you soon, and remember to read the book.